Hey guys, so my partner started playing Among Us and wanted me to make him an amigurumi to display by his computer. For those of you who don't know, Among Us is about a group of astronauts on a spaceship trying to do tasks while there's an imposter trying to kill them off. So obviously if you're the imposter, the aim is to try and stay hidden for as long as possible, or not to be found out ideally. And of course the other side, if you're not the imposter, the main point is to survive and find out who the imposter is and kick them out. But anyway, I of course went overboard, but I promise you'll see why by the end of this video. So let me give you some context. He usually doesn't make any requests regarding anything at all, so when he finally did, well, a small part of me thought, that seems a little bit sus, and the other part of me thought, and it had to be done. Now, I haven't played the game yet myself, but I did watch him play and loved the fact that you can have a mini version of yourself as a pet, which I just thought was just adorable. Coincidentally, I had a lot of pink cotton in my stash and had been wanting to get rid of as much as possible. Oh wait, was I supposed to give him a colour choice? This isn't a democracy, and the game doesn't guarantee you the colour you want either, so on that first come first serve basis, I saw the pink first, and so pink it was. I will of course have a list of all the colours and materials I use in the description box below, and with that said, let's get started. For the materials, I'm using this Re-Cotton yarn from Utopia Crafts in pink and blue. It's an eco-friendly yarn, so I thought maybe I should just try it out. I also have some 2-inch wooden discs that will act as my stabilizers. I ordered these a while ago and I'm still working through the stash that I ordered a long time ago. I also used some amateur wire as well as Loo Roll Tubes, but I'll cover that later on in the video. Okay, so let's face it, the characters aren't very detailed, but that just adds to their charm. I started with the legs by simply crocheting a circle to the size of my disc and then carrying on turning it into a tube. I then glued the disc onto the bottom of the leg to make it as flat as possible so that it will be able to stand unsupported. Well, that's the theory anyway. I made 2 identical legs and joined them together. Now this part was a lot of crocheting, so I'm just going to time lapse it. And on that note, if you do choose to make one of these in the same fashion, maybe use smaller discs for the legs because this guy is going to be really chunky. Halfway up the body is when I made the wire armature to go inside of this guy. I don't usually show the armature going in since I covered this extensively in my Geralt video, but I'll go over it again briefly here since it has been more than a year since I last showed this. Here we go. I cut some wire to a reasonable length, twisted it a bit for some extra strength and roughly shaped it into the form of legs. I then used hot glue to attach Loo Roll Tubes around the wire to help give him some weight and so that I don't have to use a metric ton of stuffing. That stuff is fairly costly, and if I can get away with not using that much, it's always a bonus. Anyway, I wrapped some quilt batting around the whole thing, and then, boop, there it goes! For the backpack, I just measured the distance from just over the inside of one leg to the other, and used that as the dimensions of my backpack. I started it by chaining the number of stitches required to reach the measurement and then proceeded to make an oval. When I reached the correct height, I then just crafted a flap and whip stitched the top closed with a tapestry needle. With that done, I sewed it onto the body off camera. The visor was pretty much done in exactly the same way as the backpack, just not as narrow. I made the visor wider and kept it fairly shallow. I then stitched half of it onto the body where the visor would be and lightly stuffed it with some batting. Anyway, all that's left for me to do now is to finish off sewing the visor into place. Oh, but wait, something seems sus. Oh yeah, he's too big. Let me just try squeezing him just a little bit and just see if I can get this to the right size. Ah, oof, that's still not quite right. Maybe squeezing some more? That might work. Ah, that's better. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Please like, share, comment, and even consider subscribing if you like the content I create. Don't forget to hit that bell button to be notified whenever I upload a new video. And don't be sus, check out the other beauty shots. See you in the next one. Bye!